Joy supreme has reigned in the Syrian colony on Willard Street since 3 o'clock on Wednesday morning, when David Frege hugged to his breast for the first time in 8 years his wife Martha and their 7-year-old daughter Salome, whom he had never seen before.
Can you imagine what it was like to see the people you love the most after being separated from them for 8 years? It was a sacrifice the Frege family was willing to make. First came David, who saved the equivalent of $10,000 so that he could bring his wife Martha and their daughter Salome.
Tens of thousands of Arabic-speaking immigrants like the Freges have been settling in Indianapolis since the late 1800s. Their descendants, and more recently arrived immigrants, hail from dozens of Arabic-speaking countries. Their story is little known, but Hoosiers of Arab descent have made undeniably significant contributions to our city and our state. Many Syrian immigrants first arrived in New York after crossing the Atlantic Ocean on a steamship. But Martha and Selma came on a train that crossed the Mexican border at Laredo, Texas. Before World War I, 500,000 Arabic-speaking immigrants like the Freges immigrated from the Ottoman Empire looking for economic opportunity. About 100,000 of them landed in the United States. They established Arabic-speaking neighborhoods in cities across the country. In Indianapolis, their first neighborhood was located on Willard Street.
I am standing here at what used to be the heart of Arab Indianapolis. Today, it is buried underneath Lucas Oil Stadium, the home of the Indianapolis Colts. The Syrians who used to live and work here, many of them were peddlers. They sold everything from silk scarves and Syrian desserts to needles and thread. That's how my own Arab ancestors got their start in America, too.
By the roaring 1920s, things changed for Arab Americans in Indianapolis. The peddler's pack was a memory. Arab Indianapolis was on the move and finding success as one of the city's many white ethnic communities. The life of Julia David exemplified that success. Born in 1901, just across the street from Lucas Oil Stadium, she graduated from DePauw University, where she was a member of a literary society called the Tusitala. After DePauw, Julia David married Nicholas Shaheen, who owned an Oriental rug shop on Monument Circle. Today, Julia and Nicholas Shaheen's Oriental rug shop is the entrance to Hilbert Circle Theater, the home of the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra.
Julia David and Nicholas Shaheen achieved the American dream. But then, a wave of anti-immigration feelings swept across the nation. Immigrants were accused of trying to eliminate Protestant Christianity and take over the country. The 1924 National Origins Act virtually banned immigration from Syria and other parts of Asia and Africa.
Decades later, in 1965, the nation's racist immigration system was reformed as part of the civil rights movement. Arab immigrants began to arrive again in greater numbers. They made remarkable contributions, especially in medicine, education, and public life.
Today, however, Syrian immigrants once again face prejudice and discrimination. In 2015, Governor Mike Pence tried to prevent Syrian refugees from settling in our state. Hate crimes against Arabs and others increased. That's why it's so important to tell the story of Arab Indianapolis, to remember a past that we all share. It's not a story about them. It's a story about us.